Let's make something clear from the beginning. This wasn't just business. This wasn't just another acquisition. This wasn't about empowering creators or enabling digital entrepreneurship. Iman Gadzhi didn't just buy Whop, he bought leverage. Leverage over attention, leverage over identity, leverage over you. Because Whop isn't a marketplace. It's not Shopify for hustlers. It's not Gumroad with better UI. Whop is a psychological weapon. And if you understand anything about neuroscience, dopamine, behavioral conditioning, or the way reality is shaped, you'll realize he didn't just acquire a business, he acquired a way to engineer perception. Let me explain. Your brain has a reward system hardwired into it. Every time you get a sale, a like, a ping, dopamine floods your system. You feel alive, empowered, in control. But here's the part you weren't told. You're not actually in control. You're being trained. Your mind is being rewired to associate identity with performance, worth with numbers, self-esteem with dashboards. And WOP is the interface. Fast money, fast identity, fast validation. The illusion of power, custom built to keep you logging in, building on their platform, selling their dream. That's not entrepreneurship. That's neuro-enslavement dressed in hustle aesthetics. Now let's talk about Iman. He didn't stumble into this. He's not some lucky 20-something that caught a trend. Number, he's a student of human behavior, a master of marketing, yes, but more importantly, a master of perception control. Look at his content, look at how he moves. Every frame, every phrase, every pause is psychologically tuned to create a specific identity inside your mind. It's not accidental, it's ritual, because Iman understands the greatest principle of modern influence. Whoever controls the input controls the output. Whoever controls perception controls behavior. So why buy WOP? Simple, because if you can control the platform that fuels digital identity, you don't need to sell courses anymore. You sell meaning, you sell significance, you sell the system that defines success. That's not business, that's God-level influence. Let me show you how deep this goes. In neuropsychology, there's something called identity fusion. It's when your sense of self merges with a role, a group, a brand. So when someone becomes a WOP seller, they're not just using a tool, they're fusing their identity with a system. They now think, act, and measure their worth through that system's lens. And Iman, he now owns that lens. He owns the digital mirror people look into. Let that sink in. But here's the most controversial part. It's working. Because traditional systems are broken, schools outdated, 9 to 5s are dying, people want sovereignty, freedom, leverage, and WOP gives it to them, kind of. It gives you the illusion of control, just enough to feel free, but never enough to build independence outside the platform. Because if you leave the system, you lose your dashboard, your buyers, your community, your identity, you're locked in. And that's the most dangerous kind of prison, the one that looks like freedom. Let's zoom out. Why is this move so brilliant? And so alarming, because it shows you where the real war is happening. Not in politics, not in money, not in AI. The real war is happening in your mind. The new battlefield is attention. The new currency is influence. And the most valuable real estate in the world is your beliefs. Iman didn't just buy WOP, he bought access to the architecture of the modern creator's psyche. And with the right sequence of incentives, he can shape not just what you do, but how you think, what you value, what you chase. This is beyond capitalism. This is perception engineering at scale. So what's next? That's the real question, isn't it? Courses? Number, that's too small. Software? Temporary. He's building a digital nation. A culture? A belief system with built-in monetization. Think about it. What happens when a generation of people ties their self-worth to digital performance? What happens when a platform becomes a religion? What happens when a creator becomes a myth? You don't just have influence, you have control. And control, my friend, is the final currency. Now here's where you come in. Because if you're watching this channel, it means you're already waking up. You're starting to question the script. You're starting to feel the distortion in the system. And you're right to feel it. You've been lied to. Your mind is more powerful than they've told you. But if you don't claim that power, someone else will use it for you. So ask yourself, are you building a future or just performing inside someone else's blueprint? Are you the architect of your identity or a product of someone else's platform? Because in the end, the question isn't why Iman bought WOP. It's what is he programming into your brain next? And are you conscious enough to see it before it's too late? Subscribe now, before your thoughts aren't your own anymore. Welcome to the resistance.